Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. I walked out of the shower into some awesome new raid news today. So basically what has happened, Raid has just released this video. It should be live now for you as well. The Awakening preview of the core mechanics. I think this video is basically going to be explaining in more detail about how Awakening works, following up on the What's Next video. Big shout out to Raid, actually, as part of the content creator program. They've let us look at this video 1 hour early, so I'm going to watch it with you and react. Yeah, so let's dive in. We have it, and sorry for putting it on 1.5 times speed last time. I nearly always watch everything on 1.5 or 2 times speed. We're watching on normal speed. We're in snail mode here for you guys. I know that if you watch me on like 2 times speed, then me watching this on 2 times speed would be it'd be quite something. So let's go.
Hey everyone, and welcome to a new update preview episode. Today we're going to talk about Awakening, diving a little deeper into some of the things we didn't have time for in our most recent What's Next video. We're also working on a second video covering the Iron Twins Fortress, the boss's skills, and highlighting some tactics and strategies to help take the twins down. But right now, we're focusing on Awakening itself. Let's start with the basics. Awakening unlocks at level 42 and is kind of like a mixture of Ascension and Masteries.
That's really weird. 42? Why? All right.
The Awakening part itself is similar to Ascension. You awaken your champions star by star to make them stronger. In fact, one of the only real rules for Awakening is that you can't awaken a champion to a higher Awakening level than their Ascension level.
It feels painfully slow watching at 1 time speed. I'm doing this for you. I hope you know that.
So, you awaken them, then what? Here's where you'll find the similarity to Masteries. Once you awaken a champion...
Oh, cool. Okay, look at that. So straight away, actually seeing some new stuff. You see this here? So they did say this, I think, in some of the news posts. You can actually see the blessings that have been chosen by the champions on their unit card. And I believe that will show up in Arena as well. So it's not like you're going to go in and be going, you know, well, what the heck is their Mithrala going to be using? What's Arbiter going to be using? I'm sure there's going to be meta picks. People like meta picks. They're all going to pick the same things, right? That's how people work. But aside from that, you're also going to just be able to see what they have chosen. So you're not going to get surprised or tricked. Like, you know, do they have Stone Skin or not? You've got no idea. With Blessings, you will know. So
choose a blessing for them. These are like super-powered passive skills that can completely transform how you use a champion, unlocking new levels of potential or altering what they do entirely. Each blessing belongs to a specific divinity. For now, there are 4: Light, Dark, War, and Chaos. As soon as
I'm in the way. You can see, oh my god, I just fucking knocked all my stuff over. You can see the lock behind me. Oh shit. And there's also now a bit of green screen it's knocked over. Oh well. There's a lock down there, so there's gotta be more. There's gotta be more. I think that life would be my bet. Like, as you guys, if you've been watching my my prediction videos, I like doing the old tinfoil hat videos. I do think that a life divinity may be coming alongside like a wood elfy type faction with like treants and fairies and, you know, stags and centaurs, all that fun stuff. I think that would be amazing and it makes sense. We'll see if that happens, but yeah.
As you awaken a champion, you get to pick any blessing you want.
Ooh, hello. This is a new one we haven't seen before, Brimstone. So this is a legendary blessing. This also, we've got in the same one, this is Chaos. We also got Polymorph in there. Actually, so Chaos is not like super evil. That's kind of fun. I was thinking that life would be nice because I was thinking Dark, War, and Chaos are fairly like, you know, grim, darky, but on the evil side of the spectrum. But this is like very Chaos, just like magic, right? This does not see, yeah, this is like, you know, polymorphing, fireballs, magical stuff. It's not like an evil Chaos. I'm getting too hyped for Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires coming out tomorrow as well. So where Chaos is super evil. Let's check this out though. This is a legendary power. Interesting, it says 3-star here. I wonder, no, that's because, never mind. That is because Nethril is 3-star. So I think you can slot in any blessing once you are at least 1-star awakened, but the power of the awakened blessing scales up. So Brimstone, 4-turn cooldown, does have a cooldown. Whenever this champion attacks, each hit has a chance to place a smite debuff for 2 turns. Another new debuff. Champions under the smite debuff will be hit by a meteorite when they use an active skill. The meteorite inflicts damage equal to 25% of the affected champion's max HP and will also inflict damage to all other enemy champions equal to 5% of their max HP. The debuff disappears after the meteorite hits. That is so fun. Only one smite debuff can be active per team at any point. It cannot be removed, blocked, resisted, or transferred. Wow, so you can't stop it. So this is going to help you just nuke down like those tanky revivers, I would think. Things like Duchess and Sifi and all the rest. It's just bam. You can't stop it. You are going to get hit by a meteorite. Okay. Each hit has a chance. I wonder what the chance is. Maybe we'll see.
No questions asked. Well, within reason. Like champions, blessings have rarities. So rare champions can only get rare blessings. Epic champions...
Yo, hang on. We got more stuff here. Hang on.
Champions can only get rare.
That's a new one. Cruelty. So this is an epic blessing of the dark thing. I think, I'm not sure. Maybe he'll tell us here in this video. Maybe you can switch between these freely. It'd be kind of interesting. Actually, maybe it would suck if you had to commit to like one god or divinity. Yeah, that'll probably just suck. It's probably best if you can just switch freely. Cruelty. Whenever this champion hits an enemy, decrease their defense until the end of the round. Occurs once per hit. Oh, if multiple champions have this blessing. So like, so turns and rounds are different. So like, for example, the Demon Lord clan boss is just one round, right? Like in the AI presets, it's just round one. So you could just stack this up, could you? If multiple champions have this blessing, still cannot decrease a single champion's defense by more than 40% or decrease a boss's defense by more than 20%. I mean, nonetheless, reducing a boss's defense by 20%, that's massively more clan boss damage. That's a lot more damage against Hydra. That's a lot more damage for speed farming Doom Tower stuff. That's a pretty big deal. It's also going to give you attack, HP, crit damage, and then speed, probably at very high ascension. Or, sorry, awakening. Cool. Decreases target defense by 1% per hit, up to 10% champions, 5% for bosses. And I think these effects seem to improve at 1, 3, and 5.
Epic champions can choose.
There was another one there. Hang on. Dark Resolve has a chance of blocking any freeze, provoke, and true fear debuffs whenever an enemy tries to place them on this champion. 1 turn cooldown. Ooh, okay. That's interesting. That is interesting. Oh, it's very low, though. 5% chance, 10%. Goes up to a 15%. So 15% chance to block, freeze, provoke, or true fear. That seems super situational. It's okay. This is only a rare blessing, so that's why it's not very good. It's going to give you some HP resistance and speed.
Epic champions can choose rare or epic blessings, and legendary champions have access to everything. But still, once you've awakened a champion, you don't have to do anything else to actually unlock their available blessings. However, you can make all the blessings stronger by awakening your champion to higher levels. Every blessing gets better as a champion's awakening level increases, from improving the stat bonuses to unlocking entirely new effects and abilities. From improving the stat, blessing gets better as a champion.
Soul burn reimbursement. Oh, okay. So it looks like because we're using a 5-star perfect soul, which sets her straight up to 5-star awakened, since she's already 1-star, it looks like we're going to get some currency back. What is this? Raid Shadow Legends? This is
awakening level increases from
Reimbursement?
improving the stat bonuses to unlocking entirely new effects and abilities. The best part, it's all
Soul Reap. This is new. This is legendary for war. Ooh, 3-turn cooldown. When this champion hits an enemy target and decreases their HP to a certain threshold. Okay, so I think that's just damage. It's not decrease max HP. It's just you hit them hard enough. A Reaper will appear and deal extra damage equal to the target's remaining HP. For AoE attacks, each target that has their HP reduced to the threshold in the attack will be visited by a Reaper. The Reaper will ignore defense as well as damage reduction skills, effects, and buffs. If the target survives, the Reaper has a chance of placing a True Fear debuff for 1 turn. So how do they survive? So if it ignores defense, it's going to do all of their HP. It's going to ignore all defense, damage reduction, skill effects, and buffs. I mean, I guess like Unkillable could proc, like Swift Parry, Unkillable skills. Is that the only thing? Am I crazy? Like, does block damage count as? Well, I guess you'd have to hit them and actually do damage for it. So they, I don't know.
Tied to your champion's awakening level. You don't have to upgrade each blessing individually.
You can see, so you can see actually there the full scaling. I think this is going to be the template.
Don't have to upgrade.
Boom, here we go. I think this will be the template for all of these skills, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6-star. So the effect starts at 1-star. It's quite weak. It gets a lot better at 3-star. I think it's going to be not too bad. I think relatively to get 3-star awakened champions. I think it gets like really exponentially harder, like super hard to start getting 5 and 6-star awakenings, for example. I expect those to take quite a while and you'd be quite lucky. So the effect starts at 1, gets better at 3, gets better at 5, and then actually gets better again at 6 star. I think that's probably what happens. You can see as well that the lower rarity blessings are giving bigger buffs to legendary champions. So it sort of means, I guess, it's a bit of a balancing thing going that, okay, you know, like only legendary champions can use legendary blessings. You might feel like you have to. It's kind of nice that there are these bonuses to the lower tier blessings to kind of balance them up with the legendary only ones. But it just gives you more flexibility. And I imagine the legendaries are generally stronger. So yeah, that's fun. And then I've seen a lot of them come with something like speed, like a really good stat at 6 star awakened, which again is going to be a pretty big power spike. Like this is going to give you, I think, 10 speed. If you're a legendary champion, 10 extra speed. That's a lot of speed.
Individually. If you have a champion.
Okay, whoa, I don't fly through that one so fast, man. Ward of the Fallen. This is a legendary. Start each round with a number of bone armor stacks. Each bone armor stack decreases the damage the recipient receives from a single hit, then disappears. Champion can have a max of 3 bone armor stacks at one time. Do bonus damage to each enemy hit by this champion. Number of times bonus damage is inflicted on each enemy target is equal to the number of dead allies. Bonus damage is proportional to this champion's attack. Adds 1 bone armor stack for each instance of bonus damage inflicted. So start each round. So I guess the number of stacks you're going to start with is going to depend on how awakened you are. It's going to decrease the damage. We'll see. He's going to scroll down. Bonus damage will not be inflicted when using masteries from damage to masteries passive skills. Reflected damage, poison, or HP burn. It's going to give it a lot of HP, a lot of crit damage, and then some speed.
Champion at level.
Oh man, he's blurred it out. That's just evil.
If you have a
start round with 1 bone armor stack. Bone armor stacks decrease damage received by 20%.
Champion at.
That's significant.
At level 5 of Awakening, they'll get.
He brought it back. He unblurred it. Thanks, dude. Okay. Start with 2 bone armor stacks. Bone armor stacks decrease damage received by 30%. Start with 3 stacks. Stacks do bonus damage when attacking. Bonus damage adds 1 bone. Oh wow! So like the whole like doing extra damage stuff only comes in at 6 Awaken. Oh.
The level 5 benefits of any blessing they choose. Simple. You can also swap blessings.
Yeah, we've seen the lightning cage before, guys. I'll go over it very quickly. We have seen it before. Actually, did we see Carapace before?
They'll get the level 5 benefits of any blessing they choose.
Champion gets less damage while CC'd. Yeah, we've seen that before. So get bonus resistance, defense, HP. Looks like everyone's getting speed at 6 star. Pretty much everything. Okay, and again, decreasing your damage received.
Simple.
Good chunk. Intimidating Presence, actually. We hadn't seen that. That's a legendary one. Strengthen your team's aura and weakens the enemy team's aura? Dude, what? If multiple champions on the same team have Intimidating Presence, only one will work. If champions on the same team have both Intimidating Presence and Commanding Presence, only Intimidating Presence will work. Strengthen...
You can also swap...
Dude, it looked like from the little bit of text there that the weakening the enemy's aura was a stronger effect. That's kind of crazy for like speed auras in Arena. That's a pretty big deal. Lightning Cage... yeah, whenever an enemy receives a buff or gets turn meter fill, your champion with Lightning Cage gets a lightning orb, and it's going to protect a buff from being removed, stolen, or transferred, which is super cool. And then it disappears. So that's really, really fun. So it's basically a way to protect your buff. So for Go Second Team, it's going to be really powerful. And then when you build these up, you can have 3 of them. It's going to do a big chunk of bonus damage equal to max HP.
Swap blessings at any time. Just like Masteries, the first change is completely free, but after that, it's going to cost you some gems. You can change to...
Oh, it's going to cost 300 gems. Okay, we saw some more ones here. Hang on.
The first change is completely free, but after that, it's going to cost...
Hero Soul. Increase the damage inflicted to bosses and their minions according to the number of living enemies. Well, that's a Cold Heart Mastery right there for speed farming, like level 20 dungeons, right? Bonus damage for each, like 1% bonus damage for each enemy. More crit damage, attack, again, speed.
Cost you some gem.
Life Harvest, legendary one. Destroy portion of revived enemies' max HP whenever they are revived. Then there's a mid-awakening bonus. Ooh. Whenever enemies are revived, partially fills this champion turn meter for each enemy revived. Destroy enemy max HP by 6%.
You can change to any blessing available from any divinity, but switch.
Have we seen this? Indomitable Spirit. Chance of blocking Stun, Sleep, or Fear when an enemy tries to place them on. Again, it's low. I think we did see that before. We saw something.
Switching blessings within the same divinity will be slightly cheaper than changing their divinity.
We've seen that.
Entirely. Now, let's have a look
Okay, so it's cheaper to switch within a Divinity, more expensive. Okay, so that's how they're doing it. All
at
right.
some of the blessings themselves, starting with one of our cool
Polymorph has a chance of placing Sheep debuff on enemy champions for 2 turns whenever they place debuffs on this champion or remove or steal buffs from them. Chance to sleep an enemy whenever they place debuffs or try to remove or steal buffs. It cannot be blocked or resisted, and it can't be placed on bosses. Yeah. Oh, wow.
coolest blessings, Polymorph.
Only a 1-turn
This
cooldown.
is a legendary blessing from the Chaos Divinity, and it does deliver on the Chaos front. Whenever any enemy places a
Wow.
debuff on a champion with this blessing or steal
Okay, 5% chance, only 5% chance to place a sheep. It goes up to 20%. Like, if you imagine, like, a few months down the line, and again, I am assuming that this stuff is going to be heavily monetized. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good chance, like, you know? Like, if you come in, yeah, that's kind of scary. It's giving, yeah, chance of sheep.
or removes one of their buffs, there's a chance they'll receive a little debuff themselves. Only it's not a normal debuff, like an attack or defense decrease. They're going to get turned into a sheep and lose access to every single one of their skills. There's only a 5% chance of this happening at level 1, but if your champion is fully awakened all the way to level 6, you're going to have a 20% chance of turning potentially any champion into a sheep for 2 turns. And
Very
if you're
powerful.
wondering what life as a sheep is like, well, any champ that's been sheepified will only be able to use a single sheep skill. They'll charge forward, attack one enemy, and that's it. But they're a sheep, so herd mentality comes into play. Whenever one sheep attacks, all the others will join the herd and attack too. Getting turned into a sheep can basically take a champion out of the game
Wow.
for 2 whole turns, but it's not all bad. Every time you attack as a sheep, there's a 50% chance of removing the debuff and getting turned back into champion form again.
Oh.
And whenever you get rid of the sheep
that's
debuff, whether it expires or you lose all your HP as a sheep, you'll return to champion form at 50% HP, no matter how much HP you had before you got sheeped. It's a fun blessing, an even more fun debuff, and we
I think that's super cool. I think it's really creative. That's fun. So, like, you ally attack with the sheep, they have the chance to break themselves free. I feel like it's super powerful nonetheless. Like, popping a champion back up, it's like a revive on death. When the sheep expires, they come back up at half health. It looks like 0% turn meter. That's brutal. Like, that's so powerful. Absolutely destructive.
we can't wait to see what you do with it.
Maybe we're going to
So,
hate sheeping.
That's a legendary blessing,
see.
but other champions have access to a lot of awesome blessings too. Survival Instinct is a rare blessing from the Chaos Divinity that can really turn a situation on its head. When an enemy uses a skill that places, spreads, or transfers a debuff onto a champion with this blessing, it's going to boost that
2, 4, 7, or 10% turn meter. Whenever a debuff is placed, that's very powerful.
champion's turn meter. It's an amazing blessing to make your champions interrupt your opponent's turn order and ruin their day. And here's another one. Carapace decreases the damage a champion takes while under a bunch of crowd control debuffs like stun, freeze, fear, or even petrification. On top of that, it also provides
I don't know, do you want this? It decreases the damage you take when you're sheeped. So does this make it makes it harder to get free from being a sheep? Because you get free of a sheep when you die as a sheep. All right.
On top of that, it also provides some sizable boost to the champion's HP.
Oh, look, it does more. Yeah, looks like the damage reduction actually is bigger for legendaries.
Resistance and speed, making them far better equipped to make it through enemy stun locks in the arena or in those tough boss battles. And remember, these last 2 blessings are rare, so it's not just the top tier champions that will be getting some serious benefits from blessings. All right, we've taken a detailed look at 3 blessings from the Chaos Divinity, but let's quickly highlight a few blessings from the other divinities too, starting with the War Divinity. Life Harvest increases the champion's turn meter whenever an enemy is revived and destroys a portion of that enemy's max HP for good measure, making them weaker every time. Chainbreaker helps champions break
cool.
free from crowd-controlled debuffs. Commanding Presence boosts your team's aura.
Yo, hang on. we thought we were ahead of him. He's got some new ones for us. Chainbreaker, start of the champion's turn. Chance of removing any stun, free, sleep, provoke, fear, true fear, or petrification debuffs. Only activates if the champion is under any of these debuffs and has a 3-turn cooldown. When a high awakening bonus, so we think that's like 6-star awakened, I think. Whenever this champion is hit by an enemy while under any of the debuffs mentioned above, has a chance of partially failing this champion's turn meter occurs once per hit. Interesting. You could still get that. Could like sort of. Would that chain fear you with Torment? No, because you're already frozen if this triggers. Cool. Okay. I wonder what the chance is.
Breaker helps champions break free from crowd-controlled debuffs, commanding...
Strengthens your team's aura. Just makes your aura better. Yeah, okay. That's very good.
Presence
Epic
boosts your team's aura, and Hero's Soul boosts a champion's damage against bosses, according to the number of enemies in battle. It'll be huge for the Spider's Den. Next up, Light Divinity, the Do-Gooders. The Lightning Cage Blessing protects your buffs and boosts your damage with lightning balls. Heaven Cast makes your default skill ignore some of your enemies' resistance.
Yo! Okay, it's just your A1. Debuffs placed by this champion's default skill ignore a percentage of the target's resistance. This is clearly made for nukers. It's giving you a bunch of attack and crit damage. Ignore 5, 10, 20, probably 25% at
resistance, which is great for those with key debuffs on their first skill.
40%. Never mind. Holy shit. Ignore 40% of the target's resistance? I mean, you've got champions like, yeah, I mean, with ally attack stuff or counter attack stuff, that could be really strong.
And here's one of my favorites.
Like
Miracle
Robot.
Heal helps recover some destroyed HP whenever the Blessed Champion heals.
Yo.
Excellent for bringing into Hydra battles.
That's so good for
and
Hydra.
Finally, the Dark Divinity. This unit into
That's so
Hydra
good for Hydra. Hang on. Because that's one of the most annoying things to deal with is your HP being permanently damaged by the Head of Decay. 30% chance to restore destroyed HP when healing. That's so good. That is so good. Great.
Champion heals. Excellent for bringing into Hydra battles.
Yeah,
and
like on
finally,
Syl the Drake,
the
so
Dark
it's great.
Divinity. As you'd expect, they're not manipulating rainbows. Take Ward of the Fallen. It gives you special bone armor to protect you from attacks, then gives you more as your allies perish around you. At the highest level, you'll even summon undead skeletons to charge at your enemies. It's awesome. The Lethal
does seem
Dose
fun.
Blessing then increases the damage you deal from poison debuffs in the arena.
Ooh. Oh, only in arena. Oh, okay. Still, ignores 35% of the target's resistance when placing poison debuffs on enemy champions in the arena. Is Gerda Bogbrew going to become arena meta?
And ignores some of the enemy's resistance while you're at it. If that doesn't sound painful enough, the Cruelty Blessing destroys some of your enemy's defense, making them far, far easier to hurt.
That seems
All right,
very
that's
good.
a super quick fly-through of a few of the coolest blessings. Keep an eye on our social channels for more. Now you know why you want to awaken your champions. Let's talk about how. It all starts
That
here
animation
at
is
the
so
Altar
cool.
of Souls. Well, kind of. It actually starts at the Iron Twins Fortress. That's where you'll beat the Iron Twins to earn the soul coins you'll need to start the awakening process. But we're making a dedicated video on the Twins later, so we'll ignore them for now. Now, imagine, you're the best. You crush the Iron Twins. You've got all the soul coins in the world. Time to get your hands on champion souls and awaken some champions. To start, let's recap a few rules. Only rare, epic, and legendary champions can be awakened, and each champion needs their own souls. You can't awaken Venus with Valkyrie's souls, for example. Another big thing to remember is that your
But what if you really want to, though? How about that, raid
ascension
commentator?
level matters for awakening. Champions can't be awakened to a higher level than their current ascension level. To make it easy
got
to
a good
track,
animation.
your awakening level is indicated with a fashionable red color. Okay, so
Very stylish.
souls. There are two types of souls, perfect souls and split souls. Perfect souls let you awaken your champion to the exact level indicated by the number of stars they have without any extra steps or requirements. If you're lucky enough to find a 6-star perfect soul for Valkyrie, you
Good
can
luck.
fully awaken her in a single step. Split souls. Split souls, on the other hand, awaken your champions one level at a time. For example, if you find a 5-star split soul, you'll only be able to use that on champions that have already reached level 4 of awakening. Now let's talk about getting those souls. Perfect souls are the most flexible and powerful, so you'll want to get your hands on as many of these as possible. The main way is by summoning them with soul stones, which always gives you perfect souls. And to get soul stones, you'll need to head to the Mystic Market and use the soul coins you've earned from beating the Iron Twins. There are 3 soul stone types: mortal, immortal, eternal. The better the soul stone, the better your chances of receiving top-tier souls, meaning higher level souls for higher rarity champions.
We've
You can
seen
see
all
the
this
breakdown on screen right now. Summoning souls using soul stones requires silver in addition to the soul stones themselves, and the process is similar to summoning champions from shards, so you should get used to it in no time. As an
Animation's
added
great,
bonus here, you'll be able to constantly upgrade your stockpiles of soul coins through using soul stones. For example, if you use 10 Mortal Soul Stones, you'll receive 200 Immortal Soul Coins. You can also get some Eternal Soul Coins by using Immortal Soul Stones. It's a nice, easy ladder that means you can get high-tier Soul Stones just for summoning souls. But that's not all. As you know, there are hundreds of champions in Raid, and getting the right soul for the right champion sounds like it could take a while. So we've got something to help speed that process up. Introducing the Wish List. You'll get to choose 9 champions to add to your list. Then your odds of summoning perfect souls for those champions from Soul Stones will be doubled. Simple, no strings attached.
Yes, of course. The Euros crew Traxa Deliana. They're the first 3 everyone's gonna be going for.
Oh, that covers perfect souls. But what about split souls? You can get split souls from the Soul Merchant, but instead of using Soul Stones, you'll be
That was cool. Nice little thing there. You see that? Oh, it's blurred out. Hang on and go back a little further. Keep minimizing. Look, you got 18 out of 10. So it actually looks like it overcaps. That's quite cool. So if you're not paying attention, or like if you're pulling 10 at a time, yeah, you can go slightly over and you're going to be okay. It might have a limit. Maybe it'll stop at like 20 out of 10. It's like, that's your max. So make sure to check. We'll find out.
You can get split souls from the Soul Merchant, but instead of using Soul Stones, you'll be exchanging Soul Essence. You can either find Soul Essence by raiding the Iron Twins Fortress or by buying it with Soul Coins. Fortunately, the advantage of the Soul Merchant is that you get to pick and choose which souls you want. The Merchant has souls of every level and rarity, but the Merchant's stock changes all the time. You'll need
to make it simpler. You can now pay with your own country's currency with your credit card instead. With one simple currency.
Stop by regularly and see what's in stock. To make it even more appealing, the merchant likes to make sure they have what you're looking for, so you'll never get a split soul that's of a lower level than what you need. For example,
that's cool.
If you have a Valkyrie at level 3 of Awakening, the next split soul you see for Valkyrie will be level 4. And if a champion hasn't been awakened at all, you might even see a few level 1 perfect souls as well. Bottom line.
It's going to be worth grabbing those, probably. They're so cheap. I don't know. I guess maybe you'll get... maybe it's not worth it.
Comes to the Soul Merchant, make sure you check in regularly to catch the souls you need. Those are all the ways to get souls, but once you have them, you'll need to know where to access them. This one's easy. Head to your soul collection. It functions pretty much the same as your champions collection, where you can expand it if you need more slots. Oh, and one big thing to remember. You can always sell any souls you don't want to get some more soul coins. This way, nothing's wasted, and you get to start the hunt for souls again. And that's everything. Keep an eye out for that dedicated dungeon guide we've promised, and click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can catch it as soon as it's released. Until next time, happy raiding.
Great, cool. I wonder how much it's going to cost to expand your soul collection. That's probably going to be pretty expensive. But yeah, there we go. What do you guys think? Really fun actually pausing it and going through and seeing all the different blessings. Like, we got a lot of extra info out of that. Again, I think they look super fun. It look very powerful as well. It's really going to change everything. From all of the PvE dungeons to arena as well, of course, it's going to have a big effect there. Whole new thing to collect. There's obviously a ton of currencies. I guess it sounds ridiculous when it's described. It's so many goddamn currencies. I guess in practice, it's going to be pretty obvious, but it is a little silly as well, isn't it? It is a little dumb. Yeah, but I don't know. For me, I'm just looking forward to trying out new champion builds with these different blessings and seeing what you can do. So yeah, there you go. Look, I gotta get this uploaded. I realized I tried to talk less in the second half there. I realized we're like 2 minutes into the video and I'd spoken for like 20 minutes or something. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this at 1x speed. Wasn't that wonderful? I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.